Hey, this is World Advice Channel 2. What I want to talk about today is the problem with the LGBTQ plus community. So for this video, I'll discuss the problem with the LGBTQ plus community when it comes to how they're how it's having a negative effect, obviously, of course, on the left wing party, which of course makes things a lot worse for, of course, specifically minorities and even more specifically black people. Okay, so now I mentioned that, let's get started. So when it comes to what exactly is a problem with the LGBTQ plus community when it comes to affecting the image of the left wing party, is simply down to the fact that they have a history, and especially right now, of forcing their opinions on people for that matter. Okay, which obviously, since most of them are left wing leaning, it pretty much just gives the left wing party a bad name. Because the truth of the matter is, being a black person, for crying out loud, it is extremely hard in general to live life. Everything from being able to live life without having to deal with discrimination to obviously being, of course, having to constantly be reminded of slavery and the humiliation that goes along with it, and so on and so forth. It is extremely hard for that matter of being black, okay, for crying out loud, in the first place, okay? And when, of course, it comes to the right wing, they, of course, as we all know, are extremely racist, and they've always been racist, and they never liked black people. And even when you go on the accounts of the so-called right wingers, who claim that they're not racist, these right wing leaders at least, who claim that they're not racist, you can clearly see their followers say racist shit all the time, and they're not racist yet. Some way, somehow, they're not willing to call out their followers for their bigoted views. Something's kind of not adding up here, in honesty. But anyway, aside from that point here, the truth of the matter is the right wing is racist and have done everything to make the lives of black people miserable for the longest time. And the truth of the matter is that one of the things that have protected us absolutely the most is a left wing party, because the left wing party have been more about inclusion and, of course, giving people the right to, of course, do what they want to do, and so on and so forth. They have protected us for a long time, and even when it comes to policies and so on and so forth, they protected us black people from the racists who pretty much just wanted to be like the 1950s and the 1960s, where they mistreat black people on a day-to-day basis, give us a hard time, and so on and so forth, and just in general don't want to see us happy for that matter. Okay, and the left wing, especially in the past, said that is wrong and have called them out on that shit all the time. And that's the truth about the left wing party. It protects us. But the problem is that for the left wing to be successful, they need a lot of followers. And unfortunately, the left wing, especially in recent times, has been infiltrated by the LGBTQ plus community, who seem to not understand there's a difference between having rights versus, like, for example, being able to walk during day and night without worrying about being attacked for being gay, versus I'm just generally trying to force my opinions on each other by having movies and media full of two men kissing each other, let alone going to having school presentations at a young age where we force, kids to learn about two men and two women having, of course, sexual relations with each other. That's what they've been doing for quite some time, and it's gotten pretty bad nowadays, for that matter. Okay, that's just about the LGBTQ plus community. They've been forcing their opinions on other people who have, in a society especially, that has made it clear that we are not really all that interested in that, taking part in that lifestyle. Because remember, in the end of the day, if you regret sleeping with someone of the same sex, remember, you can't take it back. But at the end of the day, they don't care. They don't care about the problems, not only the ethical problems of forcing your opinions on people who've made it clear that they're not interested. Also, as well, they seem to not take in consideration, obviously, the psychological effects of of being gay, which they haven't been willing to, of course, deal with. That's the thing about them as a community as a whole. Okay, is that they don't seem to care that what they're doing is wrong, and that's the truth of the matter, and that's what they've been doing for some time, and that's what's been turning people off from the left wing parties, because the gay community keep on pushing their agenda on people, and obviously a lot of people don't like the gay community for that matter, or let alone like the idea of being gay, But that's what they've been doing for a long time. They've been forcing their opinions and their views on other people, for the longest time. And for that reason, we're losing support. And as a result of the left wing party losing support, when it comes to what I meant by we are losing support, the left wing party, we definitely are losing support. It makes it more likely Republicans will get voted in for that matter. And that is the truth of the matter. That is a problem with the LGBTQ plus community. And you tell us to them, a lot of them will just simply say you're homophobic, you're this, you're that. They don't want to hear anything else. It's just simply you are homophobic. Or the infamous saying that a lot of them have, you are either with us or you are against us. That's what I've heard a lot of gay people say, um, for that matter, let alone the LGBTQ plus community, for that matter. Okay, for that matter. Okay, that's what they've been saying for the longest time. And that is the truth of the matter. We need to understand as a left wing party that if we really want to be successful, we need to understand, and this is the main message of the video, that we need to realize that there's a difference between gay oppression and just simply forcing their agenda on people. And that's exactly what I'm trying to get across. Because this is the thing what the left wing party is going to have to do is we're going to have to work on this issue because society has made it clear we do not like this stuff, particularly when it's man on man. But they don't want to listen. But the LGBTQ plus community doesn't want to listen to that stuff. They always want to make it, let's force our opinions on other people and so on and so forth. And that's the truth of the matter. They don't want to hear that stuff. They just want to force their opinions on other people. And if you don't like it, then you're a homophobe, and stuff. And then they'll do everything to take away your rights and your freedoms from you and the things you accomplished. And that's what they want to hear. I want to hear all the time for that matter, okay? And that's the truth of the matter for that matter. So, in short, what my main message is for this video is that if the left wing wants to be successful and accepted in mainstream society again and become popular, we need to realize we need to stop, at least the left wing as a whole, you need to stop pushing their agenda, the LGBTQ plus agenda on people. Because at the end of the day, as long as if someone is gay and they want to live that lifestyle, then let them live that lifestyle. There's nothing I can do to change it or force or change their opinion. That's a lifestyle they want to live. But when you're forcing it on other people, especially young impressionable minds, that is wrong. And they don't want to hear that. Everything simply in the day comes down straightforward to, you are either with us or you're against us in your community. Or more like, for that matter, you are either us or you are against us. And that's their way of thinking, and that's what's turning off a lot of people. And that's what the left wing needs to understand. We need to stop pushing this stuff on people because there's a difference between gay rights versus pushing an agenda on people, and they don't seem to understand that. And if we want to obviously do that, especially to kind of protect people of color, who have had a witch hunt on them for the longest time, then obviously common sense would indicate we're going to have to do that. And being gay, no matter how you look at it, is just a lifestyle choice. It does not necessarily equate to genuine oppression versus just simply someone who looks a certain particular way. It is a lifestyle choice. Even if you make the argument, well, they're born that way or this and that, it's still a choice if they want to live that lifestyle or not. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's the thing, what the left wing is going to have to do. And if we don't do this, then things are going to get worse and the shit is going to get bad and even badder and badder. And that's the truth. So anyway, this is my video. All I have to say is that I hope you found it interesting as well as informative. And just remember, if you like this video and videos like this, remember to thumbs this video up and hit the subscribe button. And this is off the saying. Simply put them out. So bye.